If you've ever dealt with ringworm or severe skin itching, you know they have a habit of coming back. You apply a standard cream, the itching stops for a day, and then the rash returns. Single-step treatments rarely work because they only address the surface symptoms. To understand why, we need to look at how dermatophyte fungi actually operate on human skin. They aggressively branch out and anchor themselves deeply into the tissue, creating a biological network that is highly resistant to casual treatment. Breaking this cycle and clearing the infection in just 72 hours requires a coordinated approach. We have to combine synthetic chemistry with biological catalysts and strict environmental control. The protocol relies on 4 specific tools: a 2% ketoconazole ointment like Kitzon cream, dry neem powder, raw garlic cloves, and a sterile white towel. Stacking these specific chemical, biological, and physical controls systematically shuts down the fungus's ability to replicate, rather than just temporarily numbing the itch. The first step happens before you apply any medication. Fungal spores rely entirely on the microclimate of your skin to survive and multiply. This brings us to the absolute prerequisite of the protocol: the drying rule. You must thoroughly wash the infected area and pat it completely dry with a clean towel before anything else happens. Moisture left on the skin forms an incubator around the spores, accelerating cell division and spreading infection. But watch what happens when we remove that moisture. As the skin dries, division halts. Spores shrink and go dormant, becoming vulnerable. If you apply ointment over damp skin, you are effectively sealing that moisture in. You turn the treatment area into an active breeding ground. Once the skin is completely dry, we introduce the primary chemical disruptor, ketoconazole. Its specific job is to attack and compromise the fungal cell membrane. The application requires a thin, even layer of the 2% cream rubbed into the dried area, exactly twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. To accelerate the breakdown of the infection, we follow up with botanical adjuvants. Neem leaf powder acts as our secondary attacker. Prepare this by taking exactly half a spoon of dry neem powder and mixing it with warm water to form a thick, uniform paste. You apply this directly to the skin and leave it on for 2 hours. The final biological agent in this protocol is crushed raw garlic, which contains compounds that fight fungal growth both internally and externally. You can apply a paste made from 2 to 3 crushed garlic cloves directly onto the infection site, or simply incorporate heavy amounts of raw garlic into your daily meals. Ketoconazole chemically dismantles the cell walls, while the active compounds in neem and garlic suppress biological recovery. Together, they create a hostile environment that the fungi cannot survive. Direct treatments manage the infection sites, but passive environmental controls are what sustain your progress throughout the rest of the day. Notice how heavy fabrics like denim trap heat and create mechanical friction. This constant rubbing undoes the healing progress and restricts necessary airflow. You must strictly avoid tight clothing, particularly jeans, while treating the infection. Tight clothes recreate the dark, humid environment that fungi thrive in. You also need to control what you eat. Specifically, you must completely eliminate sweets and dietary sugars for these 3 days, as high glucose levels feed systemic fungal growth. Finally, to manage severe itching, an anti-allergy tablet like levocetirizine can be taken. This prevents you from involuntarily scratching the area and causing further mechanical damage to the skin. These lifestyle adjustments serve as your protective barrier. They ensure the active chemical and botanical treatments can work continuously without being sabotaged by your environment. Executing the 72-hour protocol comes down to 5 daily actions: cleanse, dry, medicate, supplement, and protect. This diagram illustrates exactly how those actions overlap in a single 24-hour cycle. We start with the clean, dry, and ketoconazole routine in the morning and evening. Midday is reserved for the neem and garlic applications, all while being continuously protected by the outer layer of loose clothing and zero sugar intake. Repeating this strict cycle across a 3-day window creates a compound effect. By the end of day 3, the fungal load drops significantly as the reproduction cycle is repeatedly interrupted before it can reset. Keep in mind any failure to maintain the environment, like applying cream to damp skin, eating sugar, or wearing tight clothes, will immediately reset this timeline. But when the protocol is followed exactly, the physical results become clear.
The cracked, inflamed tissue stops fighting the persistent infection and is finally able to regenerate into a calm, healthy barrier. Managing a persistent infection involves stacking chemical, biological, and environmental controls simultaneously. This coordinated multi-front protocol systematically leaves the fungus nowhere to hide.